Good morning, everybody. My name is Cosmin Corendea. I work for United Nations University in Bonn, Germany, and I'm a lawyer. Today, I'm going to present you very simplified my research on legal systems in the Pacific in regards to climate change. We are focusing on three particular, if I get the thing, that would be perfect. Okay. We are focusing on three branches of international law: environmental law, human rights, and migration. And we are looking at how do they react in regards to climate change scenarios. So basically what is happening from the legal perspective, when you have a climate change scenario, then regardless if it's slow onset, like sea level rise or drought, or if it's rapid onset, if like a storm or floods, the first effect will be a human rights violation. Some people in this world, somewhere, will get their rights violated. If you are referring, for example, to floods, if you have a house and your house is inundated, then you have the right to housing violated. If you have children who want to go to school and they can't do that because of the floods, then you have the right to education violated. So basically, it comes to the decision of the household, and the decision of the household, the decision of the household is actually reduced to only two options. They adapt and they stay in place, but only if the state has the capacity to assist them, in particular because we are talking about developing countries. And secondly, the second option is to migrate. And the number of people who choose to migrate and not wait anymore for the help of the state, it's increasing by 30%. So in this regard, my research, which I'm conducting in the field in the Pacific Islands with the support and the partnership of AXA Research Fund, is trying to look at the legal systems which are existent in the Pacific now and to see how they influence the application of these legal approaches in regards to climate change scenarios. So we are looking at two systems because they are very particular in this regard, not like the rest or most of the world. They have two systems. They have the domestic system, which is like ours, like all of us were familiar with legislation and what is our legal system. But they also have a very strong customary law, traditional law, which is you can find it at the community level. And sometimes, like for example in Vanuatu, you have in the constitution that says that the custom always prevails, which means that the decision of the chiefs, of the tribes, clans and families, and other community organizations are actually much more favorable in front of the domestic law. These challenges could be very tricky, in particular when you are trying to help them externally with international law, like the Paris Agreement. If you want to implement in the Paris Agreement now in the Pacific Islands, you're going to just realize that it's very tricky because they don't necessarily work or complement. If you come from the national perspective, you have a tubular, top-down approach, and if you have from the customary, you have a bottom-up approach, which is not necessarily reflected in the state's options. So this creates legal risk, implicitly climate risks, and this is actually what my research is trying to focus on. Thank you very much.